Welcome to the Maturity Project. I am your host, Chad Everett Broshears. A thought crossed my mind today. Now, again, this channel, we're dedicated to growth. We're dedicated to maturity. It's 8 different areas of maturity. But here's one of the challenges that people face whenever it comes to growing. They get real heavy. They get real significant about things. And they take the fun out of it. Right? It is so much more fun when you can laugh at yourself or laugh with other people that you tried something and it didn't work so well, but you played with it. So I remember, I'll share a quick little story with you here. So I've worked out since I was probably about 8 years old. The movie Twins came out, and my brother was into proving to his friends that he was good at being a personal trainer, even though my brother was like 12, maybe 13 at the time. And, he's like, hey, I'm going to show you guys, I can get my younger brother to do these push-ups, sit-ups, and, squat, stuff like that, right? And I recall going up, just wanted to hang out with my bigger brother. So I'd go into his room and he'd be like, all right, do some squats, do some push-ups. All right, that's 25. There you go. Good job. Come on. Just playing that role. And I kind of got into it, but I would work out at home, right? We had the old concrete weights wrapped in plastic, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had no freaking clue. Now we took Jason's lead. That's my older brother, Jason. And I just took his lead, whatever. Little did anybody realize it was actually going to set the trajectory for me to get into the fitness industry. And it eventually got to give me more inspiration to do this, the Maturity Project, right? So I did that for a bit. And, worked out. I did, actually. I worked out all the time, but I wasn't really fit. I didn't understand the science of it, but I was more fit than I would have had it not worked out. But it was an interesting experience. But so I did all these at-home workouts. And then I met my buddy Adams, my longest standing friend at this point, which is now we're actually like 26 years, roughly, that we've been friends. So, we work out in his bunkhouse, whatever. But he had more of a professional setup, good iron weights, all that fun stuff, right? And then one day I joined the gym. And here I am in front of all these people. I'm self-conscious. And I was being really in my head, heavy and significant. Like when I'd curl, I was, by the way, I was way out of balance on things. I had, some really well-developed biceps because I was really kind of obsessed with, Arnold's arms, but at the way that like they were in the movie Twins when he had his arm out the window and he kind of gave that flex and tore the shirt. And he had the girl on the other side like laying on him and she's all like, wow, oh my God. So that really inspired me to really train my arms. I was so in my head and so incredibly uncomfortable when I joined the gym. And actually it was a Gold's Gym. It was the first gym that I joined. And my God, I was petrified. Actually, I was so unfamiliar with being in the gym that the training director had taken us over and put us on treadmills and had us walk for like 5 minutes. And when I got off the treadmill, my nervous system had adapted to just walking. And as soon as I got off the treadmill, my body kept moving, kept walking. And I nearly ran into a wall. I was so incredibly embarrassed. I'm like, this is ridiculous, right? I'm like, I've never had my body lose control like that. Now it hasn't happened since, but that was that one time. And I stressed it enough, get my nervous system to continue to get used to that repetition. And it was just silly. It was weird. Point of it is that I was so in my head about everything. I was so critical about every little move I made. It was ridiculous. I took the fun out of being there. I made everything my nervous system was on edge the entire time because I was ready, man. I was in the fight or flight, and I kept, it didn't make me work out better. If anything, it's like I couldn't wait to get out of the building. Mind you, also, I was still coming out of having social anxiety, where it wasn't as manageable. So that was a problem that I was dealing with as well. So there's other people who wouldn't have that, right? But for me, first time doing something that I had some familiarity with, but then now I'm actually being exposed in front of people. So here's what I would suggest. Let's have some fun with what we're doing. Look, you're not going to be good at everything. Hell, you're probably not good at much. to the point of actually having expert level, or to where you can do something with such a level of proficiency that either you don't get noticed and you just get it done, or you get noticed and you get praise. We don't want to end up getting noticed because we didn't get something done, or we did it in a shitty way, or we weren't able to, meet a demand that somebody may have for us, or a need that we had, right? So here's the thing. Let's have some fun, right? We're going to fail. Let's poke a little bit of fun at it, if you will. Let's not make it the end of the world when we fail. As I can tell you, it's easy to do. Especially, like, for me, I like to do things right. But then again, most people do. And then I have to, kind of give myself counsel and say, have fun with it. You know what? Life gets hard. And then you'll have series of events that make life harder, and they seem to suck the life out of you, right? But I'm not upset about it. Life's a roller coaster, and you have value by contrast. You can value the good times because you've gone through the bad times. You can, that whole thing. Right? Just let's have some fun with this life. We have 8 different areas that we can pick. How about having fun with each one of those areas? Here's one that stands out for me. And it also stands out for a lot of people because it's a taboo subject that people love to talk about. I'm cautious about it because it is an area that I have a pretty decent amount of maturity in. Now, I'm not the most mature person in the world in this category, but I do have a pretty decent amount of maturity in it, and I won't make it a bragging right, as it has taken precedence over other areas that would have me be more functional at this stage of my life. But that area is sexuality. Sexuality is not just who you prefer to sleep with. It's how you express yourself. It's how you conduct the act. It is how comfortable you are with your appeal with others. So it's a bigger subject than just who you choose to sleep with, which is incredibly popular right now, and quite frankly, no one's business, but yet everyone seems to try to make it some sort of social value that they tell you their sexuality. You don't get any social credit for that subject with me. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. Now, if you want to talk about sexuality as the bigger category, then sure, we can talk about it from a maturity perspective, but not one that's trying to actually figure out a leverage point so that you can get some sort of credibility, and authority with me, because it just doesn't work that way. Not with me anyway. I want to know who you are as a person. Not that. I don't care. So anyway, all right, sexuality. I had read an article early on about Jim Carrey, and it was one of his ex-lovers, and she was talking about, this is just before he had gotten with what is that, last name's McCartney. Melissa McCartney? No, not Melissa McCartney. Anyway, she's a comedian, actually a beautiful woman. I forgot her first name. Last name's McCartney. But anyway, before he got with her, it was the girl before, and she had talked to a reporter about how much fun she had with her sexual life with Jim Carrey. Like, he was funny in and out of the bedroom. He was fun in every way that you could possibly experience fun. He was just great to be around, in and out of the bedroom. And as a younger man, I'm like, man, I'd really like to be able to be that person. Not Jim Carrey, but to be that person in all aspects. I really just want to be fun. So yeah, I developed that. Make it fun. Enjoy life. But when you have the hard times or the down times, I don't go into some sort of cathartic position. I'm sorry, it's not cathartic. It is, I apologize. It's not cathartic. Wrong word, trying to sound smart. I've told all of you that watch my videos, I am not that smart. I am that curious, and it is misconstrued as being, man, he's smart. No, I'm probably above average or just at average intelligence. So that's about it. Nothing monumental. You're not going to be like, oh my God, look, he's listed on Mensa. That's not me at all. I'm just so incredibly curious, and I have a big heart, and I've got a lot of passion about making a difference, but making a difference that people develop themselves from, and nobody is coming to save you in. So, anyway, yeah. So, I've developed some fun traits. We'll say, let's try not to take ourselves too seriously. But if you have to, go ahead. Go ahead. Just be aware when you decide to take yourself that seriously, you're going to beat yourself up along the way. And you'll affect those around you. Those that care for you are going to want to cater to you. And it's understandable. Sometimes you need to get very, very serious about something. But a lot of times we don't know how to regulate that. If the doctor tells you you need to take something very seriously, because if you don't, you're going to have some dire consequences. Probably should take that pretty serious. But if it happens that you wore your clothes inside out and you went out and, you don't really need to take it that seriously, you can have some fun with it. There's a guy that I've recently started watching. Love this guy, actually. He's pretty damn great. His name is Chris Voss. He talks about negotiations. He talks about a lot of stuff like that. He's fascinating. If you haven't actually checked him out before, you've never heard of him, check him out on YouTube. Chris Voss, Voss, Chris, standard spell. He's a really interesting guy, and I love it, especially being that I was in sales in the fitness industry for as long as I was. He's a fun one to get to know. Yeah. And he make light of what you're doing in its own way. Because when you become an expert at something, or you become very effective or efficient at something, you can let down that seriousness and play with it a little bit. But he was talking about when he was going through the airport, he had said that he messed up because he had a bottle full of water, and a TSA agent came up and said, hey, you can't take this on the plane. They're not supposed to do anything other than throw the bottle away. Well, he said, well, forgive me, Father. And the guy's like, no. What did he say? He said something about a confession. He's like, he goes, yeah, I mess up all the time. Yeah. That's been, what did he say? Confession. And then the guy had asked him, how long has it been since you had your last confession? And he's like, about an hour ago. I'm not very good at it. I'm like, that's humanizing. If you really want to connect with people also, whether this is because you have intimate interest in somebody, or if it's a business opportunity, or whatever it might be, you really need a loan, and it's kind of up to the person you're talking to and not some set criteria based off the company, or you've met the base criteria, it's just kind of up to them whether or not they want to push it through. Connect with them. To me, it's like what I've always enjoyed is what's the gorilla in the room? Who is it? What is it? Call it out. Call it by name. Because when you do, if it's not in their world, you're still going to humanize yourself to a great degree. You don't want to come across as neurotic. Or you're like, oh my God, I'm so wound up and uptight about everything. Because that's hard to be around, because that zaps you of energy and it makes you feel like you're going to get wound up like a spring also, for people that are neurotic. And if you're also narcissistic, that's going to turn people off, because people are like, dude, I can't even talk around you. Every single thing that you have to say is, you're always one-upping me. It sucks. Or every time I talk about something, you bring the attention back to yourself, or whatever. Somewhere in the middle, right? You're like, oh, seems like this is what's going on. And then you call it out, man. Call it the girl in the room. Before you know it, you can make it something fun. Make it playful. Playful enough to fit the circumstances. So if it's a business thing, I wouldn't make it slapstick necessarily, but that doesn't meet my personality. Hey, who knows? Jim Carrey may be able to close a very, very significant deal and be slapstick funny about it at the same time. It's just not my character. But I would definitely say that within all of our characters is the desire to actually just be fun. I enjoy it. I like to be fun. And then when I'm not, I got a valley to go through. So, why don't I have some fun in this life? Okay? That's the theme of this video. What have you failed forward in? So let's do it. Let's fail forward. Let's have some fun in the process of making some mistakes. The majority of the mistakes you'll make in life They won't be permanent, especially when you let people know you're in the process of growing. We have a way of giving those kinds of people some forgiveness because we know they're practicing. I've always experienced that kind of statement coming from somebody, like a kid that's just telling me they want to develop, they want to grow. And it's always opened me up for support. How can I help you? What can I do? Big fan of making games of things. So let's make a game today. Put in the comment section on this one. What are you going to be playfully engaged with in an area you're growing in? Let's put it in the comment section. Please don't send it the text. Don't send it the email, although that's great. Put it in the comments. Let's get it to the community. What are you going to be playfully engaged at? Because look, life is not infinite. It's finite. It's going to end at some point in time. You having some fun in life and learning how to have fun as you grow will affect other people in such a way you'll inspire them, which will contribute to your legacy. Because when it's all said and done and we're gone, our legacy is how we'll be remembered. What's yours going to be? Mine? I'm working with my heart and my mind, and I want everybody that I can help find an opportunity for their own greatness. And I want you to see who you are to other people. And if I know you, I want you to see who you are to me. So, all right, till next time. Look, share this video with the person in your life that you want to start a meaningful conversation with. Let's get started on it. You don't want to condition people to be crabs in a bucket. You want them to be ants, right? You don't want them to pull you back down when you're trying to make some changes. Pull you back into who you were. Enroll some people so they don't do that to you as you're trying to make your break for freedom, as you're developing yourself, as you're changing your patterns. Enroll them. Share the video with them. If they truly are your friend, they'll be supportive. They may even join in. Man, that can make a lot of fun in your life. Oh, having a growth partner is awesome. So anyway, share the video with them. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Look, I am not perfection. I'm working on this. I'm getting better on a regular basis. I'm failing forward and I'm failing up. Join me in that. We don't have to be so significant about it. Yeah, I screw up. I screw up all the time, man. But that's just me fine-tuning. Because those screw-ups aren't because I want to screw up. They're just that I'm not as good at what I want to do yet. But I'm getting better by screwing up. I've got a lot of expertise in a lot of areas. Well, not a lot. In some areas. And the areas that I'm not great at, man, I'm working on it. So come screw up with me. Come screw up with the Maturity Project. Let's grow forward together. Let's get up to something. Now, we grow through what we go through. Grow with me. Grow with us. Subscribe to the channel. Share this channel with the people in your life that you want to be able to actually connect with. Put your comment section. That's community. Inspire others. Let us all know what you're up to. All right, till next time. I'm your host, Chad Everett Brochures. This is the Maturity Project. Let's get up to some stuff. Let's get up to it together. All right, let's go.